Let's see, 2 weeks ago, where last we left the champions of Noyon. Skeezewell and Mandion Gelden awoke in a ancient tomb, in which they slept for the night. They checked that bitch out, looted everything in the surrounding vicinity, and found another exit, which looked rather similar to the entrance they had went in prior. Um, Exiting through that area, you guys encountered a herd of goblins and a goblin camp down below, as well as a strange man who was seemingly captured by the goblin menace. After freeing this man and alerting the enemies, goblins below you, a insane battle broke out, in which everyone got to show their prowess in combat. Oh shit. Let's see. And two goblins were successfully wrangled by fucking Skeezewell Binbag and company.
Oh yeah.
Some of the goblin corpses are looted, but not very many. And the camp remains untouched. And you find yourselves, gentlemen, back within the dark, torchlit interior of this underground cavern. And the floor is yours.
Ba-dum. Nice. We have these fools tied up, right?
Yes, yep. The fools, the two goblins are squirming at the feet of Skeezewell Binbag and Mandion Gelden, completely bound, ankles, wrists, and I believe gagged as well.
Okay, good. That was my first question.
Excellent.
And they're sitting there, quite frantically, squirming. You can hear the murmurs of goblin speech behind gagged mouths.
Nice. Excellent. I'm gonna drag this one up towards the other one and just kind of have them like sat back to back, restrained.
Okay, easy enough to do. Position the goblins in such a way.
And I will tie their wrists together.
Oh shit. Okay, very good.
Excellent.
You can spend about, 5 feet of rope to do so, rather handily.
Heck
And
yeah.
it isn't very difficult to do.
Excellent. All right.
Anyone else up to anything while Mandion Gelden fastens his hog-tied goblinoids?
Skeezewell's inspecting them for bumps and bruises.
Ooh, okay.
Can I do a check to see if I understand their
Condition?
state of health?
Yeah, do a medicine check, please, my good man. Not the most familiar with goblin anatomy. Thankfully, goblin anatomy is quite similar to that of other humanoids of this caliber. Their skin's pretty dense, and they are fortuitous creatures given their size. These ones seem a little bruised, but they have no lethal wounds, and do not appear to be bleeding at this time.
Important question: are they still blind?
No, from what you can tell, the effects of your pyromantic spell have worn off as they are returning your gaze with your eyes rather accurately.
Okay. Okay, hold on. We'll just hold that for now.
One of them says to you, this one, with his head turned, looking at you, Skeezewell Binbag. Seems like, and he repeats himself again. Maybe you are unable to make out what he is saying. Clagone Brolin, Is there anything you're up to during this minute or so?
Well, after watching Skeezewell and Mandion finagle with their prisoners, I'm pretty much just gonna get kind of know my surroundings, figure out where I was captured, stick to the torchlight, and inspect the rest of the area.
Okay. You can begin patrolling about the area and making a perception check as you do so. Just for general, perceiving of things. Yeah, without a torch on you, it's difficult to see much. The other torches around, though illuminating your way, are kind of casting shadows that sort of get in your way. It'd probably be pretty easy for you to grab one of these nearby torches. They are within reach, and attempt looking around that way.
As I finagle my way around this maze of barricades.
Yeah, carefully making sure not to puncture yourself. You reach out for the torch and are able to get it quite handily. Back to Mandion Gelden and Skeezewell Binbag with the goblin wrangling. Mandion, is there anything you're up to?
Yeah, I need to check out this door again because I don't remember much about it.
Yes, I don't believe you've really had the opportunity to take a good look at this door yet, and this is the first time you're really starting to notice it. It is a very large fucking, looks like cast iron fucking door, heavy duty shit. It goes up probably about a good 8 or so feet, sealing what appears to be some type of entryway behind it. You can make out that there's a very slight gap at the top of the archway of this natural, entryway, and where the top of this giant iron door stops. There's, like a little, like, 2-foot gap or so of darkness.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Does it seem like it slides up like that, or does it push out?
It does seem like it doesn't seem like there's any hinges for it to push out.
Okay.
It does seem like it is like there should be some kind of lifting mechanism, or potentially brute strength could lift this.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Skeezewell Binbag, adjusting yourself toward this goblin. What are you up to?
I'm just trying to figure out how cruel Skeezewell is. I'm trying to see what I can do right now. All right, Skeezewell's gonna grab the one goblin. This one.
Okay.
So Skeezewell's holding the goblin. Like crime style, like with. Okay, so the back of the goblin's touching Skeezewell's chest, right?
Wait, it should be mentioned that the Mandion Gelden did just tie the two goblins together by their wrists behind their backs. Yes, they are. No. They are technically bound together. So if you want to, pick them up in such a way, you just have to undo the freshly made bounds.
I don't know. Skeezewell's not doing that. Skeezewell didn't realize that. So Skeezewell is now going to. He's going to get very close to the goblins. He's going to kneel down. And he's going to put his head between the backs of their heads and speak to them, knowing that they can't see him.
Now each one of you gits is going to tell me the way out of here.
They both begin fucking just churmuring in chirping in various goblin ways, muffled by their gags. You believe they are responding to you, though you are unable to make out what they are saying.
Combined, you get 3 wrong answers, and that's 2.
Skeezewell is going to. Do I have like any copper wire? I want to use message. Basically, I want to use message.
Oh yeah. You can cast message. Spell components aren't really a huge factor unless there's a currency cost associated with them, which usually means that they're like rare. Exceedingly rare.
Skeezewell picks through his belongings to find a short piece of copper wire.
Okay.
Magically, it disintegrates in his hands as he whispers into it, forming a bubble. I'm going to send a message to this goblin.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, will you please cast the details of message so I can be refamiliarized?
I will. So the goblin can also send a message to only me.
Oh, this is sick. All right, now we're talking. The copper bubble kind of floats with your message inside of it, and then will pop next to the goblin's ear, unveiling your
Only
message.
you can hear me. If you follow my lead, you'll be my deputy, and the other one will be the slave. How do we get out? You can tell me.
Should I roll something for this? I feel like this is kind of a charisma-based event.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because you are trying to convince the goblin. So I would say persuasion.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
'Cause
Skeezewell
now-
loves to persuade.
Now you are appealing to the creature's more greedy nature, which could very well to be to your benefit. The small copper bubble, Mandion Gelden, you can barely see this out of your right peripheral. A small bubble forms between Skeezewell's hands as he is like behind the head of the two goblins, and it pops next to the ear of one of them. Let's see. And the goblin responds. I never liked Grubhub that much, but I don't know if I want him to be a slave. I'll show you the way out, but it's no easy route. That is what you hear, Skeezewell, in return.
Skeezewell takes this information in and glares at the goblin.
Okay.
And then all right, so now I'm removing the hands. Now I'm removing the hand binding. So they're no longer bound together.
Okay.
So this green goblin, I'm going to force him into a standing position. And then I'm
Easy
going
enough.
to talk to Mandion Gelden. I'm going to say,
Mandion, this one knows the way. He says it's long and dangerous, and I barely trust him. But he's going to lead, isn't he?
He nods his head.
I'll also glare at the goblin and say, I don't trust him either. But if I know you well, you'll keep him in line. And I kind of smirk at the goblin.
Okay.
can I backpack this wizard goblin, or is he too large to do that without exhausting myself?
You could potentially, yeah. They are very they're very childlike humanoids, and they probably only weigh probably like 50 pounds at the heaviest. So I would say you'd be able to do so without much issue. Clagone Brolin, grabbing your torch and guiding yourself around the bottom end of the chamber, you come across an odd sight. What appears to be a large nest full of eggs.
Indeed, yeah. After noticing this weird kind of nest in an area where there is no creature to take care of this nest, I go to investigate this nest, see what I can't find among these eggs.
Ah, very good. I'll have you make an investigation check, please. Skeezewell Binbag and Mandion Gelden. You guys notice as this goblin here, as Skeezewell Binbag is calculating how to hoist this goblin onto his person for whatever potential journeys may come. This goblin is taking great notice of Clagone Brolin's presence near that nest in the corner, and all of its attention has pretty much focused to Clagone Brolin. Clagone Brolin, a 17 investigation check. These eggs are of a green tinge and very numerous. You're not sure if goblins are necessarily egg-laying creatures. You've heard rumors of such things, but you thought them to be jests. These could very well be goblin eggs, or the eggs of some other cave creature. It isn't very clear to you.
Interesting. I'm gonna make my way back, avoiding the camp, back to Mandy and Skeezewell to let them know about this nest of eggs.
Okay, you begin making your way over. During this time, Skeezewell Binbag, what is the order of goblins here?
So Skeezewell, in attempting to backpack this wizardly goblin, he notices that his attention is drawn, but he can't quite make out. Skeezewell has terrible eyesight. He can't quite make out what the goblin is looking at, except that it is in fact Clagone Brolin. arriving. So Skeezewell will stop his backpacking for a moment, dropping the goblin quite rudely, and let's see.
What'd you find over there?
You're gonna want to take a look at this and bring a goblin while you're at it.
I resume backpacking the goblin. Is it? Can you? I hate to do this. I'll point where me and the goblin want to go.
Okay, yeah.
If that's the most tenable solution, because we are going to be attached.
Are you taking both of the goblins with you, or just the one?
Just the one.
On your back. Okay.
On my back, so I'm adjusting the rope slightly, and then I'm also going to have the other green goblin on a leash, like in front of me. I feel like that might be too much, though. Like, is that too much?
It could happen.
So that's kind of what I'm envisioning.
Sure. Yeah. No. That works. That works for me. I'll have you make a strength check to fucking make sure you can maintain balance with the goblin on your back.
Oh my god, it's a disaster.
Not the best. It's
a disaster.
As soon as the goblin is like turned away from the from facing over in that corner, they begin to squirm and move around on your back, and it throws your balance back for a little bit, and it will be an uncomfortable, unpleasant experience backpacking a goblin. But it can still be possible. You aren't weak enough that it can't happen. It'll just be uncomfortable is all.
Skeezewell, feeling this discomfort, unbackpacks the goblin, slaps him, and puts him.
You bloody! Now you go in front. Now you walk.
And now you've got both goblins on leashes, fucking trailing behind Qui-Gon.
So good.
Okay, excellent. This will be the goblin formation right here. Mandion Gelden, you can see as Skeezewell Binbag is marching his goblins, pursuing Qui-Gon. One of the goblins passes by one of these other goblin corpses, and there's a regretful sigh of displeasure as you guys continue and head deeper over.
You gentlemen ever seen anything like this?
The goblins in this close vicinity to the egg nest seem very anxious at this time. And
I say we burn it.
The intensity of the goblin screeching through gagged lips continues to grow louder. The goblins turn Skeezewell Binbag to face you and shake their heads.
Oh, what are you on about?
Skeezewell's got a nice little wire in his backpack that he keeps chunking off pieces of.
No problem.
All right. This time I'm gonna message the. Fucking this bad boy.
Yeah, you believe that one's name is Grubhub.
I'm gonna message Grubhub. Hey.
Easy old babies, aren't they?
The message received. The goblin's eyes light up. I'm very, very interested by this strange magic it may very well not be familiar with, though familiar with magic in general. It's like, yes! Did Gobspit tell you that? That treacherous filth? Please, leave our nest alone and I'll tell you where the buried treasure is hidden!
Now you've got my attention.
This is still a message. No one else can hear this, even though you
Sure. Yep. The message conversation, little copper bubbles flowing in from mouths and into ears.
If you show me where that treasure is, you might not be slaves after all.
This one nods its head.
All right. Skeezewell's ending his conversation with this goblin. Bubbles stop flowing.
Okay.
Now Skeezewell's announcing to everyone basically what just happened.
Hmm.
They say if we let the eggs live, they'll take us to the treasure.
Treasure, you say?
Eggs, you say?
That's
And I
right.
walk over to these goblin eggs and I
These
pick
goblin
one up.
eggs.
The goblins, fucking the goblins. You can hear Mandion Gelden behind you, growing in like harmonic resonance as you draw closer and closer to the eggs, and have reached like the apex pinnacle of like goblin muffled screeching as you are like holding one and examining it. They're kind of I don't know. They're kind of like scaly, and they all have a slightly different green hue to them that ranges from like a deep forest green to a light, yellowish type green.
Gross. I will pick one up and I'll hold it in front of the goblins.
Yeah, easy enough. All eyes on you, Mandion Gelden.
And I say, if this is true, we'll keep your baby safe. But if it's not true, and I whip it against the fucking wall to my left. You and your babies are gonna end up like that one.
The fucking goblins fucking screeching. The fucking, you didn't think it could get any louder, but all of a sudden it has. As the fucking egg splats against the fucking cavern wall, and it's pretty much the consistency of your typical egg, except within
Nice.
it is a rather undelectable like greenish brackish liquid.
Gross. Nice. Yeah, and I'll deliberately walk in between them. Back behind Skeezewell.
This goblin
Our
falls to the
next
ground. The large 6-foot frame of this hulking metal man. Again, it's no contest for this poor goblin.
Damn, nice.
The goblin grovels at the foot of the destroyed egg.
Hmm?
Oh, this other goblin looks displeased at fucking Skeezewell Binbag.
We didn't say we'd save every last one. Gonna break a couple eggs to make an omelet now.
Okay. The few minutes pass by. We have this egg fiasco. Any gentlemen up to anything else? What's the game plan now?
Let's take a couple in that bag of yours for motivation. In case things get tricky and people have to make bad decisions.
I nod without a word, and I'll step back towards the egg nest, opening my bag of holding.
The fucking goblin murmuring grows ever louder.
And I will grab 3 eggs for their 3 chances.
Okay. You may forgo adding them into your regular inventory because they're just going into your bag of holding anyway.
Yeah.
You can add 3 goblin eggs into your bag of holding inventory.
How much do they weigh?
Probably like 0.3 pounds each.
Nice.
Not very heavy. Not very large. They're about the size of your typical, like duck egg, goose
Nice.
egg potentially.
Nice. I will close my bag and hold out in front of me, passing back between the goblins.
Easily done. Easily done. Excuse me. You kind of yank on your restraints and leash the goblins back up into their travel position.
All right, let's move on. Now, where's this treasure?
The goblins begin tugging you and leading you, presumably over in the direction of the sweet treasure. Clagone Brolin, is there anything that you are up to? Well, you could see the goblin parade en route.
I'm just gonna follow Skeezewell's path right here and avoid the camp get the show on the road. I'm focused on treasure before anything else.
Okay, all right. Like-minded individuals. Okay, goblins lead Master Binbag over near the corner here, and this one, who you know to be Gobspit, is pointing over toward in the corner of this area. He says.
Where is he? Where is he pointing?
He's just pointing just down in this general like concave area here.
All right, so this is where things get good. Skeezewell. He's going to cast Mold Earth.
Okay.
Essentially multiple times until he
Ooh.
I'm basically going to excavate 5-foot square or 5-foot cube, excuse me. Choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range that fits within a 5-foot cube. If you target an area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 5 feet away.
Yeah, I would say it's easy enough to do. What does that look like when you cast when you cast it? It's only a little hand gesture, I believe.
Well, I bend down to put the leashes under my foot.
Very good.
I use both hands to forcefully excavate the earth. It rises in an almost perfect cube, and then deposits into a mound, right here.
Yeah, very good.
Like from here. Oops.
Easy enough to do so. After the first casting, you can see a good portion of soft soil, indicating that indeed the soil here has been dug up prior. You understand it. Being knowing a thing or two about soil. But you do not see much underneath it. The second casting, however, unveils a small chest.
Very exciting.
In the bottom of a hole. The goblins turn around, assuredly. They're nodding.
All right. So Skeezewell is going to he's going to approach, what is his name? Gibblespit?
Gobspit.
Gobspit. He's going to approach Gobspit and he's going to carefully unbind his hands.
Easy enough to do.
Now you open it.
Kind of waddles his way over and creeps down slowly, reaching for the chest, and opens it. and then looks back over in your direction, expectedly.
All right, I'm gonna rebind his hands. Does that require a check?
No. He's not putting up any resistance.
Okay, good. Okay. So I'm binding his hands slowly and carefully.
A sound of disappointment.
And I'm going to carefully approach the chest.
Okay. With your goblin cohort in tow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Mandion, hold the boys for a second.
I will hold the goblins
Okay.
tight. I was distracted. Someone's throwing a rock against the driveway outside. It's crazy.
Fuck.
They're acting insane. It's like, look at this
Violence
middle-aged
in the
woman just
streets.
whipping a rock against the driveway over and over again. I want to get a video of this, but anyway, sorry.
Tis the
Yes,
season.
I'm restraining the goblins.
Very good. You have the goblin leashes with no issue.
Excellent.
Skeezewell Binbag, you make your way over toward the chest. Clagone Brolin, are you but a humble observer to this? Are you what are you up to, my sweet? If anything at all.
I want to observe what Skeezewell finds in this chest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Hang on. Come take a look at this.
Skeezewell carefully approaches the open chest.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Um,
true. The lid is already open. Thank goodness. So,
Should I
looking
still
within,
investigate?
you can investigate if you want to. Yeah, sure. in case there's anything, you know, hidden. Oh, shit.
My God.
Well,
Oh, if there is, I didn't find it.
yep, if there's any hidden anything in here, you don't think so. It looks just like a plain old dumb chest to you.
Your eyes suck.
But it is full of goodies, in which you are very happy to see. There's quite a few gold pieces in there. Too many to count at a glance at this time. There appears to be a hand axe or two in relatively good condition. Hand axes are always good to see. And there looks like a few other bits and bobs of jewelry which seem rather familiar to you. But it does indeed seem to be a hidden treasure trove.
All right. So instantly, what I want to do with this is craft a sort of what the fuck do you call that? Basically like a like rickshaw is not the right word. There's another word. I want to construct basically two wooden poles tied to the chest so that the goblins can carry it in twain.
Yeah, yep, alright, okay, yep.
You
No,
feeling
another
me?
red letter media quote. Jesus Christ.
Fuck me, alright. Okay, I would say it'd be easy enough to do. You would have to, gather the wood that would, you know, to be sufficient enough to do so, but there's an ample amount of wood, throughout this area that could be deconstructed and utilized for such a purpose.
Yeah, so all right, how long is it going to take for Skeezewell to explain the plan to Clagone, dismantle the wood, tie it to the chest, hoist the chest to the goblins, and get them like loaded for bear?
Probably at least a few minutes. It depends if Clagon would like to assist in this endeavor.
How do you
Indeed.
feel? How do you
Yeah.
feel, Clagone? Feeling
Okay.
ready to use these goblins as a mule, basically?
I don't get much entertainment down here. This is the best I've got. I'm gonna sheathe. Let me sheathe my short sword and whip out my hand axe. That might make cutting this wood a bit easier.
Yeah, very good. Okay. You two embarking out on your journey together to gather some decent wood. Probably, you know, go through the 5 or so minute process of hacking away a, you know, barricade here, barricade there, until you've amassed enough wood that you think would satisfy the conditions, Master Binbag, of your project here. In this 5-minute period, while Clagon and Binbag are up to no good, Mr. Mandion Gelden, what are you up to?
I am making sure these goblins don't get away, giving them a good yank on the leash every now and then to make sure they know who's boss. Not taking my eyes off of them whatsoever.
All right, very good. Yeah, the first 3 minutes or so of doing that, nothing seems out of the usual. About 30 seconds after you give him the last yank, one of the goblin looks at you, rather frantically, and tries to say something, but you are unable to hear what he has to say.
I'll give him a kick in the ribs so he shuts up.
The goblin falls down on its ass, but gets back up not too long later and continues some type of verbal something. You are unable to make it out.
Skeezewell, your prisoner is seizing, I think. What's wrong with this one? Can you talk to it again?
Skeezewell breaks off another bit and blows his bubble.
What's the problem?
Taking a break from like crafting over like some wooden contraption as Clagon is like bringing you piles of wood over in the corner. You blow one of these copper bubbles and it lands over into the ear of Gob's spit. So come on! We can't stay here! Very dangerous! Bad Humie's gonna come! Gonna get us all! We have to leave!
Calm down, friend, then what's the way out? How do we get?
Back the way we came! And he points over at that, at the entryway down south. Back where we came! Main entrance! Got destroyed by bad Humies! Like you! Don't know if there's another entrance deep in. Have to find it. And he points over toward that huge ass metal door over yonder.
What?
Skeezewell pops the bubble. Damn. So
What do you think, Skeezewell Binbag? You've got quite a dialogue now with your goblin prisoner. And then he starts pointing over at the eggs.
This one's saying we have to leave now.
Leave now.
Says
Right.
there's people. Humans will come.
Humans will come.
Lord
Well-
knows if he's insane or doesn't know what he's talking about, but I'd just as well like to leave.
The goblin continues.
I agree. Where did they say we should get out from? The only way is down there or up there. Which is the right way?
I don't even know though.
Same.
Like I want to go to the big door. Was the big door not it? Was that what he just said?
I think he's trying to say that's the only way, but he doesn't know the way out, even though he said he knew the way out. That lying piece of shit.
Well, let's see if we can't get this big door open. We've got more than enough men.
Do they know how to get it open?
Oh.
That's a bloody door, not a wall. We'll have to find out. And in good time as well. If we can't get it open, it's going to take time to figure that out. But we have to try.
I will lead the goblins up
Okay.
to the door.
Take the goblins over in this direction. At this time, Skeezewell Binbag and Clagone, you guys are just finishing up your your chest carrying device with goblin mules.
We've got all the wood we could.
Skeezewell Binbag, I'll have you make a, let's see, some kind of check to see how well you can fashion together this this contraption. Let's see. I guess this would be a survival thing. And if you want Clagone's help actually crafting it, you can either get advantage or two of you can make separate rolls. It's up to you guys. Decide amongst yourselves.
Yeah, let's roll separately, on survival, and then just take the better of the two.
Got it.
Okay, you can both roll on your survival checks. Oh shit. Oh, not bad. Yeah, but fucking Clagone, you get it most of the way, pretty much, but then you're unsure how to fasten it at the later stages, and Skeezewell Binbag is able to finish up the job quite hastily. And you guys have a fairly sturdy, kind of like stretcher almost type platform thing,
Nice.
which can be used to carry a variety of things. As Mandion Gelden leads your mules toward the giant iron door.
That's right.
Give you plenty of time, Skeezewell Binbag, to formulate how you'd like to attach the goblins to such a thing.
So it's like a stretcher, right?
Yeah, more or less. With the large
Um,
handholds, you know, on either end, as you described. It's pretty much as you envisioned.
So I'm going to bind their hands to the holding poles, basically, and then with the rope in front, so that they're like kind of belted in.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
you know, the one in the front belted in the front, and obviously the one in the back belted in the back.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. We'll get to the fastening stage when when your goblins are returned to you. Mandion Gelden, you've led the goblins up to this giant iron door. What's up with it?
I'm going to try to find a gap in the bottom of the door and try to just brute force lift it up.
Ah, very good. It isn't long before you are able to find a position in which you have a decent hold on it, and you're getting a feeling for the density and weight of this door. It's gonna be intense trying to lift this bitch up,
Damn.
but you may certainly try to do so.
I will try.
Okay, you can make a strength check. Oof, yeah, it fucking. You bend to the knees and go to lift up, and there's just a large decompression of the suit, and something about the inner hydraulics of your suit mechanisms are, you know, halting at this time against the sheer might of this door. This is a 2-man operation over here.
Shit. I look up and see if I can see any cables or anything running to the door that lead anywhere or anything like that.
Okay, you can make a investigation check.
I'll investigate that.
Skeezewell Binbag, Clagone, what are you guys up to? Are you bringing your rickshaw type thing over? Or are you guys checking out other shit? What's the plan?
So where are the slaves?
The slaves are up here with Mandion Gelden right now.
So I have discovered the terminology. It's called a litter.
Nice.
It's called a litter. I'll send a. I mean, I guess you kind of know like what it is, but
I have an idea. But now we all know. The litter.
Hopefully, okay, yeah, it does show it.
Nice.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. All right, so yeah, would you like to, Clagone Brolin, would you like to carry this chest on the stretcher, just to the door with me?
Yeah, I'll help you with that.
Oh, give me a hand.
Very good. 2 of you are able to get this chest up, and it's quite I don't know. It seems about at least halfway full with all kinds of different valuables. So it's quite the find, and you're able to place it onto your litter, homemade litter, rather successfully.
And Skeez will very carefully examine to make sure it's closed and latched shut.
Okay, very good. Yep, easily done. Easily done. The mechanisms still appear to work on the on the lid portion of the chest, and you were able to fasten it closed, no problem. And then you guys begin.
Was it said what was in there while I was distracted?
There was some gold and some other valuables that looked pretty familiar, like, pretty reminiscent of the other valuables that you saw were in the possession of goblins in previous, camps that you raided.
Okay.
Seemed to be, civilian jewelry, not crafted by goblins. Probably
Nice.
ill-gotten gains from somewhere.
Sick. Okay.
Clagone, you don't recognize any of the chest contents to be, any of the tomb's belongings. They are unfamiliar to you at this time. And y'all begin making your way on over. Mandion Gelden, a 23 investigation to see if there's any wires or cabling or anything of the sort. Any type of mechanisms to activate this door. Searching around rather good. There's nothing. There's no obvious mechanism reaches your eyes. No levers nearby on any walls. You don't see anything that looks suspicious enough for it to be like a secret door activating mechanism of any kind anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it looks pretty symmetrical, pretty uniform.
All right. I'm gonna tie the goblins to the door handle I see there. If I could.
Yep. Easy enough to do so. Easy enough to do so.
Nice. And I'll look at them and I'll say, if any of you try to get loose, you know what I'm gonna do. And I make my way down back to the barricades so I can try to get something to hold the door open once we lift it.
Okay, you turn around and start making your way as the Witter boys begin making their way up over in that direction. You guys pass by one another again. And you guys have now made it to the iron door area. The goblins are looking quite perplexed at the contraption crafted.
Oh, this is for you.
Mandion Gelden, you are easily able to gather whatever wood you wanted. Was there something in particular you were looking for?
Yeah, like just a couple large wooden posts that I'll try to prop under the door if we can get it open.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I would say easy enough to do so.
Nice. I'll
Given
drag 'em
enough
on
time.
back to camp.
Yeah, only a minute or so of log tearing before Mandion
Good.
Gelden comes back with supplies of his own making. Okay. Who's doing what first? Do we want to tie the goblins up to the litter? Do we want to start getting the door open? What is what's going on?
Get those goblins secure, Skeezewell. And I look at Clagone and I say, looks like you have some strength on you. You gotta help me with this door. I damn well near killed myself on it earlier.
I got you.
All right, Skeezewell is going to tie up the goblins to the litter.
Okay. You take the goblins. Get out of the way, Clagone. You are able to tie the goblins to the litter rather easily, and these guys will just now be considered a to be together bound.
Mule.
Nice.
Also, hold on. I'm going to throw my whole bag and inventory into the chest on the mule.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Nice.
Very good. The goblins now visibly struggling with the load of the litter. Not the not the most formidably physical creatures. But
I will look
they
at
seem to manage.
I'll look at Skeezewell and I'll say, grab those posts. If we get this door open, wedge those under there, quick. We won't be able to hold it for long.
Skeezewell grabs the posts.
Okay, very good. Skeezewell Binbag also quite strong. It should be said.
He
A
is
lot of burly boys. No check needed for the sorcerer Binbag. 'Cause he is fucking. He is
He's OP.
many a strong man in his own right. Okay. So, Clagone Brolin, Mandion Gelden, you guys are preparing to lift this fucking incredibly heavy iron door. One of you can roll with advantage, or you guys can roll independently. Since you're assisting one another on these tasks, you may decide what you guys would like to do.
I think
Master-
Clagone should probably roll with advantage.
Roll with advantage it is.
Okay, Mr. Clagone, you may do so. Meanwhile, Skeezewell, you want to be in position right now to get, the fucking slide these logs within the gap, no matter how short it may be, to keep them propped open, and that will be a dexterity check for you, Master
So
Binbag.
Skeezewell make it in time. Oh my god.
You can see as Clagone Brolin really starting to tear open those veins popping, his body's turning red. He's, for a man of God, as you potentially believe him to be. He seems not afraid of getting his hands dirty as the huge iron door begins to fucking drag up against the stone and is starting to become lifted. A bit of steam flows from Mandion Gelden's sick-ass metal suit. And Skeezewell Binbag, you see your opportunity to slide in the log, but you were far too busy focusing on the gap between the door and the floor, and you kind of jam in the log almost at a 45 degree. And you are unable to slide the head of the log into the small gap and kind of just push it at a 45 degree angle into the floor inside of the wall. And then it's embedded in the dirt enough where you're unable to retrieve it that easily, and it becomes this awkward fucking moment where
Oh, hold on, lads. Hold on. Oh, it's stuck in there.
fucking the door falls down. Clagon is no longer able to maintain his strength.
Mandion Gelden says, "Ugh, can't do something right." And I pick up the log and I say, "Skeezewell, take my place."
He's well follows the line.
And I say, "On three, boys, lift." And I get in position with the log, ready to do it myself.
Okay, Skeezewell Binbag Clagone. Positions have been changed here. You guys are now working together to open this door. Once again, you guys can roll independently or one of you with advantage. Up to you guys.
Well, what strength do you have, Clagon?
A 3.
I also have a 3, so I think we can roll separately.
Got it.
Okay, alright, very good, gentlemen. It should be said, Clagon, that, this fucking man's physique, he doesn't seem like,
The type.
yeah, like anything too remarkable as far as physical, capability is concerned. And then he rolls up his sleeves, and you find a muscular fortitude, that of pretty much your own. And you are quite impressed. And you guys begin to bro out, squatting and lifting at the knees to begin getting this door up, and it raises about a foot or two off of the ground. It's much harder to get a handle on this one, but Clagon, you are realizing now that you pretty much lifted the door up by yourself last time, and it's much easier now with someone who is as strong as you are. Mandion Gelden, you see your opportunity to slide in a log. Please make a dexterity check to see if you are fast enough to be able to do so. You see your position, and not wanting to waste any more time, are able to wedge a log underneath the door and the rest of the door frame. Nervous that it wasn't going to be in long enough, you gave it a nice kick and have managed to get it nice and evenly square underneath the door. A small
Praise
gap
God.
has been made.
Oh,
Excellent.
Julianos. I don't think I could have done that again.
Well done, my friend. Well done. See, Skeezewell, that's how you get a job done. And I will grab another one, prop it next to the first one, just to make sure it doesn't fall on us.
Okay, yep, very good, very good. It should be said that the log is not, standing straight up. It's kind of down on its side.
Propping it up.
Yeah, and it's fucking yes, the pressure of the door is immense. If you wanted to try again to get it even higher, to get a nice log, vertically in position to give you, almost like 3, maybe 3.5 feet of clearance, you could do that, and it would be a bit easier considering you only have to lift it so much more.
We might need to, just to make sure we can get everything under.
you look over your shoulder at the goblin like rickshaw fucking thing there, and you're like, yeah, no, it's not gonna fit. It's gonna might need a bit extra if we want all that coming through here.
Yeah, I'll get the second log ready to get in a more upright position, and I'll say one more time, boys, collect yourselves.
Okay. You kind of like pivot on your knee along your waist and turn around to grab the log, and out of your right eye, as you've turned around and bent over, you can see something down over in the darkness, far away, probably at the end of the chamber. Really, so far you can't make out any details at all. It's probably a good 80 feet off in the darkness. You can just ever so faintly make out the sense of being watched coming from that direction.
That's not good.
And a chill comes down your spine.
That's not good. I say, hurry up, boys. We got company. And I
You grab
Well,
that log.
I'm gonna launch a firebolt just in that general direction before grabbing the log.
Alright,
Try to
fucking
scare off whatever it is.
one knee, twist it around. You prepare a small, softball-sized flame ball in your hand and lunge it out toward the just toward the darkness. What's the range on that bitch? Oh, 120 feet.
120.
Damn,
yeah.
nice. It quickly sails over, and it briefly illuminates what appears to be a humanoid standing upon one of the wooden barricades, and it's unsettled and like vanishes into the darkness as the firebolt pops against the side of the cavern wall. And you could hear like a skittering and like the clamoring of wood, things being knocked over, and just general, you know, disturbances and commotion coming from that area now.
That's not good at all.
affirming any suspicion. They're goblins. Also, next to you, they begin freaking out.
Skeezewell calls out, commanding.
Come on, lads, get through the door. We lift it. Let's go.
Skeezewell Binbag, not caring what the fuck is going on, is in position with Clagone. They get the job done once again. Mandion Gelden, you returning to your log filing duties. Okay, very good. Log in hand, you are in position, ready. Let's go, boys. Fucking either a strength from each of you or one of you with advantage. And once again, Mandion Gelden, your dexterity check to slide that log into place. Tear it up, boys. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Clagone, you can just do with advantage. That's fine.
Got it.
Shut. Very good.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oof. Clagone, you get the door up another foot or so, but it isn't quite enough for Mandion to get a nice vertical log in there cleanly, and it's kind of at, you know, at an awkward angle. You're gonna need to try again.
Oh God! All right. Give me a breather.
We don't have time for a breather, I say to Clagone.
1, 2, 3.
It's just enough. It's just enough to give that extra foot of clearance. And Mandion, your dexterity save is enough to just adjust the log just well enough to get it so that there's a nice 3.5 foot gap, just the size of what the goblins would probably need to scooch underneath whilst carrying this contraption, and all looks well. And not a moment too soon. For off in the darkness, you guys can hear the skittering of creatures in the darkness. You no details to be made out at this time, but there's definitely creatures in this chamber with you where there were none before.
Shit.
All right, Skeezewell goes around, grabs the handlebars and this goblin. You know,
Okay,
it just basically takes him.
Yep, leading now the litter from the rear. You are.
Oh, let's go.
And he steers it like a wheelbarrow. The front goblin skittering out of control as he rushes for the exit.
Okay. You begin moving your goblins over and underneath. Flump, 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 flump. and off the map. Off the map they go.
I launch a fireball in cover to cover them, and I also start retreating towards the door.
Okay, you launch the fireball out and are briefly able to see a creature down there, Mandion Gelden, who's illuminated by the light of your fireball it passes by over its head, and the light is illuminated once again. Clagone, you follow suit, and Mandion Gelden, you are the last one through the giant metal door. All party members behind it.
Fireball at the wood thing to shut the door behind us.
Cast another fireball. You got it. Fucking whipping out these little softball-sized projectiles of flame that curl through the air. You are 20, no problem. One of the logs is snapped along its middle section, and it falls. The metal door back down toward the ground, sealing off the area, only leaving about a foot-sized gap of the log that, you know, was in there prior. And you guys are seemingly safe for now. Do you continue pushing into the darkness immediately?
Yeah, I would say I do.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, very good.
I am gonna light a torch too.
I still have that torch with me. as well.
Yeah, Clagon does have his, but Skeezewell,
Okay.
being at the head of the line, you could.
I'll refrain then. I'll refrain.
Okay,
then.
all right,
I'll
very
just
good.
wait for the light.
Very good. Yeah, the light of Master Clagon's torch is certainly enough to get you guys, to visible conditions, and you guys make your way seemingly deeper into the cavernous area. And that's where we'll take our break.
Deep.
Oh,
Nice. Nice work, boys. I was really hoping
Excellent.
to make you choose between the goblins and and open up the door quickly there. But fucking, you guys all you managed it pretty good.
We had a plan.
Managed it pretty good.
Plan came together.
Yeah, I mean, having something where everyone can assist, instead of just one person or just two people, that really fucking that just increases your chances of success. So long as everyone's relatively proficient in whatever field they're going for, of course.
I'm not rolling zeros all the time.
Do a lot of zeros so far.
Yeah, what
in
the
the
fuck?
first half of the session.
Dex 0.
a lot of ones that are turned into zeros.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking rough. Well, hopefully out of the way for the rest
Thank
of the
God
game.
The rock smashing stopped. The husband came out and grabbed her, and then they're outside together, like smashing this rock with a hammer. Like I don't know what they're doing, like trying to get into this rock or something.
I condensed my poppy's ashes into this stone, and I hated that bastard.
Dude, I realized once he came out, it was the people that live in the same building as me. It's like, what are you doing?
Fuck me. Just having the old July rock smash.
Is it like one of those geodes that you smash open and then it's like got the cool pattern?
I hope so. I hope there's a good reason behind this. That shit was wild. She looked out of her mind.
I turned my dog's ashes into a geode, and now we can smash it on 4th of July.
It's in the fucking driveway. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's like right outside my window.
Oh, all right, boys.
I thought someone was like nailing shit in outside.
Yeah, here I'm gonna
take my leave for a sec.
Yeah, 10-15 minute break. Take all the time you need.
roger that.
Piss, eat, drink, smoke, whatever needs to happen.
Nice.
We are about at the halfway point, gentlemen.
Sick. Reconvene in a bit.
Well, Master Clagon, how are you enjoying your time so far?
that was scary.
You helped you helped the boys get out. Thank God for your fucking strength.
Oh man, it dipped. Fatigue.
And thank goodness it was it only got easier as time went on instead of harder, or you would have been in big trouble.
Yeah. Oh, that made me so funny. Poor Skeezewell with that complete miss.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Hopefully no one else has to deal with such things.
Hopefully, I was clenching my cheeks with that door. It made me laugh with the whole backpacking thing.
Dude, fucking Skeezewell Binbag. I mean, hey, you got your slaves. Now you have to deal with the logistics of having slaves. That's
Did
the
you
fucking.
see that picture I sent you?
Yeah, I did as well.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Tried to regain my composure, but yeah, that was fucking good. I mean, it's pretty close. We're dealing with about the same dimensions. I think Yoda's probably even smaller than your typical goblin.
I would think so. It's just
Goblins are a bit more like lanky, so they have that extra like foot.
oh, that's good times.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a ravaging fight, but now the goblin eggs are gonna be ruined.
No, I mean, I really thought we were gonna burn him. It's a good it's a good thing. Hey, it's not our problem anymore.
Oh shit.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab another water bottle.
I would need like water too around here.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back.
See ya. See you later. See you later, Clagone. It's much smaller as far as dimensions is concerned in this interior than it was in the much larger, expansive room you were just in prior. It's much more hallway-esque, with pretty much a straight shot ahead of you, into the foreseeable future. Clagone Brolin, you are the source of the light, so you probably, even though you're not the furthest up ahead, probably have the best vision because shadows are being cast, out pretty much out of your line of sight. Granted, your proximity to the torch. Only a bit of the left side of the hallway is kind of obscured by the various goblin the various goblin shadows of the bin bag parade. That's pretty much up before you. You are just over Mandion Gelden's shoulder. And in this tight expanse with all the nice light reflecting, you really are getting a nice look at these guys for the first time. Mandion Gelden, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, sure.
I think we'll do this now before we get any further all along here.
Yeah, so Mandion Gelden is in his dark, I don't know, sheening, but also kind of matte gray suit of armor. It's a very large, hulking suit of armor that kind of encapsulates his whole body. No gaps or anything like that. And has steam coming out of it with glowing red accents. Mandion is from he's parents. He doesn't really know his parents from birth. He was taken in by a tinkerers guild. They're part tinkerers, part casters guild.
But you don't have to tell them that if you don't want to. It's
Well, I
it's
thought
fucking...
we're going in that deep because we already described
no.
our looks and everything like that. So.
Oh, well, I guess so. Well, that's really all you have to divulge. Any serious backstory shit you can divulge at your own pace.
Right. Okay.
I was really just going for the surface level details. Fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Very good. Skeezewell Binbag, please, would you describe your character visually?
Sorry, I'm muted. Like you mean like at this very moment?
Yeah. What do you look? How do you look? How do you look? Give Clagone Brolin the whole Skeezewell visual package.
Well, I think what Brolin sees right now is Skeezewell is like wheelbarrowing this chest with a goblin as the front wheel. Skeezewell kind of like just doesn't like to show his face all the time. Like he'll hide it away with his cloak. So you mainly just see Skeezewell's simple cloak most of the time, but his eyes are like sunken in. And he's always got that devilish grin on. Like a switch. Every time you make eye contact with Skeezewell, he just knows to he just instinctively breaks out the chompers. Intimidation, charm. It's never quite sure with Skeezewell.
And pretty tan of skin. It should be said as well.
That dark skin, those dark eyes.
Very handsome.
It's just an enigma.
And Master Brolin, just a quick verbal description of your character, my friend.
Yes. If you can see from Clagone, he's a very tall, broad-shouldered, dirty man. He's got all this grime and grit with long, filthy hair that comes down past his shoulders and a scraggly beard without that he tied into a knot just to keep it a little shorter. He every time you look at him, he does not smile. He does not show any sort of emotion. He just kind of keeps to himself and is lost in his thoughts and his religion. He's a quiet man who's lost in his own thought process.
Yeah. All right. Very good. The fucking a very strange cast of adventurers in quite the confined space. Skeezewell Binbag and Goblin fucking troop. You guys are pretty much leading the front of the pack. Mandion Gelden, you are aside the goblin, the goblins, and Clagone, you are just over his shoulder. And you guys continue moving forward. I assume there is nothing before you but blackness, and it seems like this hallway continues.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep kind of ducked down to let the light pass me to illuminate the passage.
Okay, very good. Are you gonna attempt to stealth? Do you dare?
No. I think the carrying is gonna make a lot of noise, so
Yeah,
not
very
gonna
good.
bother.
Very good. Alright, you guys all continue on the way. You can hear the mumbling of the goblins every now and then. But other than that, all you can pretty much make out is the faint hum of your torchlight and the pitter-patter of your own footsteps as you make your way down the sandy hallway. The walls and ceiling, which now you can see quite clearly, are of the same make and model of stonework that's been surrounding you about this entire time. That's its sandstone-ish-esque, gradient of terrain that you are all so familiar with at this point. And then something changes in the hallway quite suddenly. Skeezewell Binbag, probably about 15 or so feet ahead of you, just within the torch's range. You can see as the hallway kind of ends and a darkness begins where the hallway floor should be.
All right. Skeezewell says,
Halt. Let me affix that torch to the front goblin.
The goblins stop a little fucking, a little late, and the front one stops before the from behind one. The behind one like smashes into the front goblin. You hear like a small goblin argument start breaking out.
Quit
And-
yapping and hold still.
may I take your torch and affix it to the goblin's head as a headlight? Is that agreeable to you,
Yeah.
Master Woody?
Here's the torch.
Very good. Skeezewell Binbag, you can fasten the torch to the goblin pretty much however you desire. It is it's a pretty easy task.
Yeah, like just tied to his head, kind of like like so that the burning tip is like. So imagine, how do I describe this? It's like it's like hot dog style, like on his head, tied like around his chin, with the fire going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can see the goblin is fucking very hesitant and tries to resist and shift this maneuver. But you are able to eventually fasten it upon the goblin's head in due time.
Nice.
Okay. And,
So has the lighting changed as a result of this?
a bit. Yes. Yeah. There's far more shadows cast on you guys, and you guys can see about a good, at least 5 or so feet further than you could before, which is quite considerable. And with your current perspective, Skeezewell, I have you make a perception check.
Yes,
Because
please.
you are the one closest near to the to the front right now. With 17, you can see that indeed the hallway floor has begun to descend, probably about 15 feet or so away from you. It looks like it's beginning to turn into an incline of some kind that you are at the top of.
Oh damn.
What do you
Oh,
see,
there's no way-
Skeezewell?
I see an incline. I'm afraid the chest is gonna slide.
Damn it. Can
All right,
I-
goblins, sit on your bums.
The goblins do so.
Go on.
And then I'm going to get ready to stop them from sliding down the incline.
Okay.
But that's it. I've just put them in this stopped position. So
Okay. Very good. Anyone else up to anything good?
I'd love to tie a rope onto there to try to hold on to it so it doesn't slide down as well, but I don't have any rope left, so I'm not gonna do that.
Shit. Ropeless.
You know, I do. I wouldn't mind handing Mandion the hempen rope that I do have in my sack.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Create sort of like
And
a
indeed there is.
rope we can all hold on to.
Let's see. I think each unit of hempen rope is like 30 feet.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah, I had some hempen
think
rope.
So. Not
But,
anymore. Not anymore.
you know,
Let's see. Let me double check you, Clagon. See how much rope you got here, yo. Oh yeah, yep. You got a the 30 feet of hempen rope. You may pass that over to Mandion Gelden if you desire.
If you, Mandion, if you have better use in this rope than I do, you're more than welcome to have it.
I will thank Clagon for the rope, and I will try to fasten it to, like, I don't know, like the front handle area
Okay. Yeah.
and
Of the litter.
of the litter.
Dragon.
And I'll hold on to it while we're going down the incline, so if it starts sliding, we
Okay.
stop it all from going downhill.
Okay, very good. Yeah, please drag and drop a item of hempen rope to your inventory.
Hempen rope.
And keep in mind that it's about 30 feet. Tying it around yourself and around the litter, easy enough to do. And all seems well. Mr. Clagon, is there anything you're up to? Now torchless and ropeless.
All I can do now is find a way to help Mandy and Skeezewell manage to tie this rope and prevent these goblins from sliding down this incline as we make this ascend
Okay.
upwards.
You just double
I'll give
check,
him
keep an
the,
eye on the situation. Assist where
I'll give
need
him
be.
the end of the rope as well, so we can have a backup. We have more than enough length of rope.
Nice. So it should be tied around Mandy and then tied around Clagon.
I mean, I don't know about tied around. I was gonna hold on to it. I don't
Okay.
want to go down with the ship here.
Alright, I guess so. I guess not.
All right. So here's what Skeezewell's gonna do. He's going to take his stuff out of the chest, like
yeah.
like his inventory, because he put it in there. He's gonna take that out and re-equip it on himself.
Very good.
And then he's going to, he's not gonna fully lift up the back, like so that the goblin's feet are dangling. But he's going to assist the goblin.
Okay. Alright. Very good.
In the rear. So Skeezewell is behind the chest.
Okay, yeah. Tracking. Okay.
Attempting to reduce the drag.
Okay. Alright. Are we mushing the goblins forward?
Mush.
Yeah, I think it's time.
Okay, alright. You give the command word and the goblins get up into their moving position and begin moving their way over, and then the front one kind of stops at the beginning of where this darkness begins in the hallway, and looks over his shoulder back at you guys with the torch hanging over his head. And you guys don't know what he's saying, as usual. And he sits there for like a minute, looking back at you guys. The goblin says.
Are we going down right now? Or we at the top?
He has stopped like right at the whip of the incline.
Okay.
And it's looking back at you guys. Like, and
Okay,
not moving.
I'll definitely approach him and ungag him for just a second. See what he'll say.
Yeah, now that you're pushing up and you are right next to the goblin at the edge of the darkness, you can see that it is stairs.
Oh.
Is there fucking stairs here? It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Okay, did you guys leave all the eggs behind? Goblin's like looking at you, worried as shit.
I'll like turn around and look it towards the end of the line and say, oh no, looks like we still got it back there. I didn't say this is gonna be easy. Don't worry, I grabbed some anyway, even if we lose the rest.
Fuck! There was a lot of eggs in there. It's all babies. Oh, they're babies. What the fuck? We're gonna give you the fucking treasure for our babies, and now our baby's dead. This is a terrible day.
I hold up my bag and I say, don't worry, I saved a ton. I'll hold up my end of the deal.
Make a
Now hurry
deception
up,
check.
get down these stairs.
Make a deception check to lie to this goblin about
Hey,
those
I have a
babies.
few. Come on.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. There can only be so many in there, though, so I don't know how many that is, but, well, alright, that's fine. Hey, can you move this torch? It's burning my forehead.
If you want to see, you better hurry up and get down these stairs before it burns through your head.
Oh, but what's down there?
You told us it's the way out, right?
I hope there's a way down there.
You better not be lying to me, or
Well-
your babies are done, I tell you.
Oh, we're really good at digging tunnels. I figured if Grizzlack is having a hard time down there, he would build tunnels.
Well, you know better than me. You live here, right?
No. We're here to attack. We're here to attack the bad Humie that lives down here.
Bad Humie, huh? What kind of bad Humie lives down here?
Big scary one. Nasty, foul magic using, big bad, not good boy. And he spits. Spits on the ground.
Damn.
Down the stairs. Not good.
What's the name of this human?
I don't know his name. I don't remember what Grizzlack called him. He's the boss. He called him something. Necro something or other. Not good.
And your boss is down here, you said?
Oh yeah, Grizzlack. He's in charge of the whole fucking thing.
Well, lead us to your boss then.
Oh shit. Well, okay. It's probably gonna be dangerous though, and I don't know how well we can hold this thing. We'll go down the stairs. Look at my little green arms! He kind of like flaps his little arms, so he's holding on to the litter. He's like, come on, man, we're not made for this. You gotta cut us a break or something here.
I'll shove
hold
the
on.
gag back in his mouth.
I have an idea. All right, so what if I disguise myself as one of the goblins? What's different? You can seem 1 foot shorter, and can appear thin, fat, or in between. Now, what is the difference between Skeezewell and a goblin? Is it all 1 foot?
It's gonna be
like
pretty
half the
rough.
size.
Yeah. So you're gonna be like,
A very large goblin.
yes, yeah. Comparatively, you'll probably be the largest goblin seen yet, and that will make you also appear like a bit more lanky as a result. To fucking you could try, but it's gonna be rough.
God damn. I was wondering.
But I mean, you can make yourself a foot shorter. But your typical goblin is we're talking 4 feet tall for the average goblin. So you could probably get to be a nice 4.5 feet, something like that. That's the taller of the goblins.
Am I able to disguise myself as a?
But you're also so strong too. So that there's only so much your
a
muscle
jack
mass can
goblin.
fucking yeah. You weren't the smallest man there has ever been.
Maybe we just whip these goblins and just bring them down. I mean, they're really just here to carry the chest. Like, are we down for just confronting this goblin boss? Is that what's
Yeah, I
happening?
mean, these goblins aren't gonna help us kill him or talk to him.
Maybe
Whatever
we
we're
can
doing.
maybe we can bribe the goblin boss with the eggs because I feel like there's also
That's a good point.
another
Yeah, we don't need these
there's also
goblins.
another assailant down there.
Yeah, we don't need these goblins. Fuck them.
See, we can also go back and take all those goblin eggs in the giant bag.
I mean, yeah, but now that room's full of bullshit.
It is.
It's good. It's valid logic.
We left that room for a reason.
Mandion sounded pretty worried back there. I'm a little skeptical.
That shit didn't look good.
All right, well, let's
I mean, I have a bag of holding. I can do some tricks with it and pull out one egg and say I have a lot more. We got shit to do. We can fuck them up with these eggs.
Bro, hold on. Am I tripping right now? Why don't we just put the chest in the bag of holding? Is that possible?
Maybe. I don't know if is there like a. I have to look at the properties, see if it has
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
limit to like the circumference of it or
Yep,
something.
yep. Double check because you were able to like get your head in there.
Yeah.
Skeezewell. I don't remember if you recall, but it was a slow process.
64 cubic feet of space, roughly 2 feet in diameter. The mouth is 4 feet deep. I mean, I don't know if that really matters because it's endlessly
Well,
deep.
even if we can't put the whole chest, we should at least put the like we pour the contents in to the bag, like all the
That's,
gold and shit.
I mean, that's totally true. What's the diameter of the chest? Is it bigger than 2 feet by 2 feet? I would imagine.
I would say so. I would say it's just too big to feasibly fit within the bag of holding.
Okay.
Only because of the entryway, is limiting.
Right.
There
I
is
mean,
space within the bag of holding for it, just the
I'd,
mouthway will not support it.
I'd say fuck it. Let's put all the contents inside the bag of holding.
Do you want to have the revelation, Mandion, or do you want Skeezewell to have the revelation about the bag?
You came up with it. You can have the revelation.
Now, hold on. Where's that bag? Break out that bag and let's put all the gold in the bag. And then we don't need the whole stupid chest.
Goblin's like, we'll go over. Everyone just looks at Skeezewell Binbag while he gives the nice
Oh.
revelation.
Sit the bag with all their eggs in it, and I look at the goblin and I say, "Good idea."
Goblins are
And,
unsure what to think about that, and watch
I guess
as you.
I guess we'll unload the chests and
Yeah, you're just gonna do like a handful of it at a time.
yeah.
All right.
I guess I'll have to archive what's in it, but yeah.
Careful not to drop any pieces. Well,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
very carefully.
you go about the process of just like shoveling in, the gold and jewels and what all kinds of valuables within the bag of holding until the chest is empty. Takes about like a minute or so of digging and scrunging before you get all of the contents in there. Which I will add to your bag of holding inventory now.
Okay, I'll X out then.
did we count it by the handful as we put it in the bag of holding?
Ooh, that's up to you, Mandion Gelden, if you want to spend more time counting it and putting it in, or if you just want to begin shoveling it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna take stock. I'll take stock.
Ooh, okay, all right. You can
I'll
make
let these goblins suffer as they watch us look at all this treasure.
Okay, you can make a sleight of hand and intelligence check.
Sleight of hand and intelligence. You said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to determine how fast you can go about doing this and how well you are able to get an accurate count. Ooh, nice. You get about 134 gold pieces.
Nice.
Let's see. You get I would say, a dozen or so different articles of jewelry, from necklaces to rings,
Nice.
and that is about it.
Excellent. Excellent.
Oh, you also get 4 gems of various sizes that you notice as they made their way down into the bag as well. It's just a
Ooh.
treasure-filled bag at this time.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
And Skeezewell Binbag, from your astute eyes of treasure hunting, not a gold piece has been dropped.
Excellent. So I'm going to keep the chest apparatus intact, but obviously now it's much lighter.
Yes, true. Most certainly. Most certainly. Okay. What's our next order of business, gentlemen?
Um,
Are
see
we
if these-
are we going down?
Yeah, we gotta go down. We don't have a choice. Now we have
Might
a
as
target
well.
though. Now we know where to go, or we have somewhere to go.
Huh.
What?
Let's descend. Goblins first.
Okay. Goblins taking the lead. You mush them on, and the first one is very hesitant and quite slow at getting his footing. But ever so slowly, there's a bit of a shift and a bit of a knock, and they kind of fall over once or twice to the side, but are able to regain their footing thanks to the Skeezewell providing leverage from the rear. And the goblins are, albeit slowly, making their way down into the dark expanse. Skeezewell Binbag, it's not long before you begin to enter the decline, and you confirm that it is certainly a staircase. Fine stone steps to climb down as far as the eye can see into the darkness, which isn't very far, truth be told, as far as you can see. And this hallway just continues. Ceiling's probably only about 7 feet from floor to ceiling. And it is certainly a more claustrophobic environment than the rest of the cavern interior that you've been in so far. Unless anyone has anything they'd like to do in particular, we will continue heading down this staircase.
I think we should continue and focus on the
Nervously
staircase.
descending.
A minute passes by of heading down the stairs with minimal changes. The wall is looking the same. Stone staircase is in fairly good condition. Every now and then you have to be wary of where you are stepping, but you don't there's no egregious damage to the stairs. Another 5 minutes goes by. You guys are continuing at the same pace, heading down this flight of stairs into the darkness, with seemingly no end in sight. Nothing is heard other than the steps of your boots along the cold stone interior, and the murmuring of goblins every now and then. Another 10 minutes goes by. More of the same. Another half hour on top of this. Same pace. Same surroundings. Seemingly, you guys are you guys are descending. You believe it, but this obviously goes on far deeper than any of you could have surmised, except for you, Clagone. You are familiar with this interior, and you know there to be you know this to be the way to get down into the heart of this complex, of which you are somewhat familiar with. As a matter of fact, down here on the right, probably another 45 minutes or so of descending this enormous flight of stairs should be an exit on the right-hand side. It's up to you if you'd like to inform the rest of the party as to this potential entrance up ahead. You know, they will likely find it on their own. but it's up to you. There's plenty of time for storytelling.
9 divines, how much longer must we go on?
Hold up, something's feeling familiar about this place. I've been here before. There's a doorway up here. Yes, there's an exit up here. Down the stairs and to the right, there should be some sort of doorway to the right. If my brain serves me correctly.
I spin around and say, "You've been here before. You couldn't tell us this before."
I haven't been around the entire tomb, but this, many times I've been here.
That's good to know. I
What
knew
are we
we'd find
waiting
another
for?
valuable companion. Let's go.
Move those little sticks.
The fucking goblins continuing, tripping and sliding the first one onto their ass and getting back up and continuing down.
Should use the goblins as meat sleds to get it down here.
Another grueling hour of walking down this flight of stone stairs, and the torch goes out on the goblin's head. It's out in front. All of a sudden, you guys are reaching to your point where all of a sudden the flames are starting to dim ever so rapidly, and you guys surmise you have about a minute to get some other kind of light source going before it gets completely dark.
Stand by, boys. Let me. I have a torch somewhere in here. I'm gonna ruffle around and whip out one more torch and light it.
Okay, very good. The chamber is lit again in a similar fashion as before. This hallway continuing at this incline. Thanks to the brightness of the torch freshly lit by Clagone Brolin, you guys can see that the stairs are coming to a landing up ahead. And finally, the terrain is starting to change.
Holy shit.
Clagone, you can remove another torch from your inventory, please.
Gotcha.
And you guys are now still on the stairs. There is a flat landing for you. And it looks like a few rocks up ahead off to the right side of this hallway on this landing. About probably 20 or so feet away.
All right, so we see the landing now.
Yes, yep. You all have eyes on the nice flat landing up ahead.
All right, Skeezewell's going to drop the empty rickshaw.
Okay.
So that the goblin is now fully bearing back.
They're waddling a bit slower, but are also continuing at a steady pace.
And he's going to make the goblins go first onto the landing.
Hold on now, everyone wait up. Just let them go. Let them go down and see if they set anything off.
You're one of the fucking goblins up ahead.
Why are you?
They begin waddling their way up over into this landing and kind of like look. They stop and like look up and like look around and if I can check out the ground and stuff. Look under their feet like they stepped in something, and then like continue walking on their way. Kind of watching the walls, and you notice that their heads are like cocked to the right and like checking out the pile of stones and rockery that is on the right side of the of this hallway here. Before they come to a stop, probably adjacent to it, about 30 feet or so into the room.
How far away are they?
They're probably about like 35 feet from you guys at this time now. Out on the landing, checking out one side of the hallway.
Skeezewell breaks off a piece of his copper wire, sending a message to Grubhub.
Fucking you guys can see the ever familiar copper bubble as it fills up with Skeezewell's message and begins floating its way over.
Give me a visual. What do you see?
Oh, there's a big doorway here, but it's covered with rocks. Probably got destroyed. There's a dead guy here. It looks like he got crushed by the rocks. And it's dark up ahead.
Reverse up the stairway.
Okay. and they start like backing up. You see like the front one like starts to turn, and then the back one like also started to like turn in like the same direction. They kind of just smack into the left side of the hallway, and then they fuck around for a little bit, and then like eventually like just start backing up together as a team and make their way back to the stairs.
Skeezewell leans to Mandion Gelden and he says,
I made them do that. The back one doesn't know that the front one wants to reverse.
I will pat Skeezewell on the back and give him a handshake at the same time, watching this together with him in enjoyment.
It's fucked up.
Now, seriously, though, he sees a dead man down there crushed by a stone, but there's a door. We've got to investigate carefully.
Our comrade was correct. Yeah, I think we should keep it quiet from now on. We don't know what's ahead. And so they're coming back to us, right?
Yes, yep, they're back to you now. You guys are still kind of like up on the stairs. There's only like 2 or 3 steps before you guys are at like, this flat landing of sand that continues into hallway, and the goblins are just to the left at the base of the stairs. And Clagone has the torch.
Okay.
And
I
he's right over
will.
your shoulder.
I say to the team quietly, I'll advance ahead. I have the lowest light. I'll try to keep it quiet and investigate that door and see if there's any way we can get in there. If you hear any loud sounds, you better come running quick.
You got it.
Running.
And I
Need to eat a
will.
ration.
I will take out my glowing pebble, and I will walk up to the door stealthily out into the void.
Yes, the faint light coming from your arcane enchanted nightlight pebble is just enough to give you, enough for your bearings. And you slowly begin feeling and pushing your way, hugging the right side of the hallway, and making your way toward the beginning of this rubble. You'll need to get pretty much right up on it to make out the good details that you're looking for. But immediately that you can see
up
that there's
against the wall.
Okay. And just keep going until you hit the doorway,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Just like scan up against the wall, just feeling against the wall and looking at what's immediately in front of me.
Okay, yeah. Well, as far as what's immediately in front of you, you can make out rubble and what looks like a bit of metal reflecting the light of your pebble, but you'll have to get a good deal closer before you make out any more details.
Got it. I will advance up close to the wall.
Okay. Are you sneaking at this time?
Yes, I am sneaking.
All right. I'll have you make a stealth check, please. Is there anything else the party's doing as Mandion Gelden is sneaking on up to investigate?
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that's right.
A nice hiss of steam coming from Mandion's incredibly complicated armor mechanisms.
Skeezewell is heating his ration with his little firebolt sorcery, and he is flavoring his ration with the magic of prestidigitation.
Ooh. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
And it lifts his spirits.
Clagone, you can see the display. The goblins are also just watching you, Skeezewell Binbag. It's fucking, you could be quite hungry, these goblins.
Skeezewell sees the goblins. Skeezewell sees the goblins' hunger.
They're like watching you take the ration like from the ration package and put it up to your mouth, and they're like following it with their with like their heads, the whole, you know.
Hold on. All right. Skeezewell is going to. I didn't know I was going to get this intense. All right. Skeezewell. All right. Prestidigitation. This is what it says. Where is it? Where is it? Magical flex. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to flavor the bottle of ash in my inventory. I have 2 bottles of ash.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to flavor them like I don't know, like what the fuck is I'm gonna flavor it like rabbit meat. Because
Okay.
that's a typical goblin cuisine, I would imagine.
Sure.
Skeezewell
Yeah.
would imagine.
Yep.
So bottle of hair ash. Hair flavored ash.
All right.
Food, I need to
Disgusting.
right now.
Disgusting.
I'm going to take a small amount of water and add it to each bottle.
Okay. Okay. Easily done. Easily done. You now have a
Um,
vile concoction times 2.
Hair flavored ash water. Hold on, I gotta change the. I'm then going to heat slightly to warm. So these are warm bottles of hair flavored ash water. I'm going to serve these up to
Tracking.
goblins.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm going to put it before them, uncork it, let the delicious odor waft from it, and I'm going to serve it up.
Yeah, there's still
Bring it
gags, so you'll have to fucking you'll have to like, give it to him one at a time, likely.
No, I'm gonna ungag them both at the same time.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
They like dual wield in their mouths.
And then dual wield the bottles and put it up to their mouth and force feed them the hair ash.
No, I mean
Beverage.
they do look quite eager to ingest something at this time, so they are cooperative for the as they certainly do not know any better.
Hungry gulping. That's all I need to hear. All right, I now have 0 bottles of hair flavored ash water.
Yeah, nasty, nastier than grog, but better than nothing. The goblins are not too repulsed by by what would probably be, a disgusting, fucking volatile concoction for a human. Really didn't seem to be, seems like they've had worse.
As long as they're what the fuck? As long as they're vital
hair
energy.
flavored ash water.
As long as they're full of goodness.
It may have done. They are full of goodness. Clagone Brolin, is there anything that you'd like to do? As Mandion Gelden is sneaking up and Skeezewell Binbag is feeding the goblins ash water, flavored to a rabbit's meat through magic means.
As Mandion sneaks off, I of course sit down and take a quick rest after that long descent when you hear a little squeaking coming from my little pouch that I have. I open it up and I bring out a big brown bat named Jebediah.
Damn.
Boom! It is so. Skeezewell Binbag. Over your left shoulder, you hear the squeaking and turn to see in Clagone's left palm a nice big beautiful brown bat. It squeaks.
After a couple pets, I whip out my water skin and feed him a little bit of water, and give him free roam around the staircase for any insects that might lie in the darkness.
Damn, it sips from the water bottle quite happily, and then as you release it, it takes up into the immediate area, flying around, doing circles around like Skeezewell Binbag, and like lands on one of the goblins' head. The goblin, remains calm for a second, and the other goblin looks over at the other goblin and starts freaking out. And the bat, fucking Jebediah, leaps back up, begins flying around. Fucking Mandion Gelden, you're sneaking, and you can hear some type of squeaking commotion coming from behind you. It's probably. It doesn't sound very threatening, but you just know that there's a good time being had behind you. As you pull up and are able to see a large archway of stone to your right, that's been carved into the rock wall. That is totally compacted with stone. It looks like the ceiling just gave in all over in that direction.
That's...
Perhaps, very likely, the same force that caused the main entryway to cave in on itself. It isn't directly known to you, but it looks certainly impassable to you at a glance. And at the base of your feet, half of a human torso lies. It's below the waist, not visible. Of some type of human man. It looks like clad in a nice looking leather armor, short brown hair, short light colored beard, an eye patch. It appears to be, and in his left hand, lying upon the ground, is a fine looking sword.
Ooh. I will look on his body, or his armor rather, for any markings that I might recognize as far as where he might have come from or anything.
Okay, you can make an investigation check, if you'd please.
Investigation check.
No, there's no identifying insignia or any telltale symbols of this individual's creed or origin or anything of that caliber, allegiance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Looks like a man who
will-
got pretty unlucky.
I'll definitely pick up his sword and loop it around my belt.
Oh, it should be said that the sheath is not accessible to this long sword blade. It is unsheathed, like drawn, and was just in his
Okay.
hand. The sheath is somewhere over with his waistline, which is covered in rubble at this time. Only
shame.
only his torso is like sticking out from beyond from beyond the rocks. You only got half of his body.
Oh, so his torso is still attached. It's just under the rubber.
Yes, correct.
I get it.
Precisely. So
Okay.
you think so anyway. Truth be
Right,
told, it's
right.
hard to tell. You imagine so.
I was picturing a dismembered man. Okay.
Hey, could have been.
Yep.
It could still be, really.
I mean, yeah, good. Yep.
It
Not
is
ruled out
not
yet.
confirmed.
Okay, so yeah, I will. I'll pick up just the sword.
Yeah, you could probably make a
Um,
little hemp, thing real quick to just tie it to you. But you'll
Yeah.
have to come up with something because
Yeah,
there
I'm
is
just
no
gonna,
sheath.
Just tie the hills around like a loop in the armor or something.
Yeah, easy enough. You have a dangling long sword hanging from you.
Can I see, like any reflections off the ceiling or anything, or is that way too high?
The ceiling is probably only about 7 feet from the floor. So as opposed to the other huge expanses you're in, this is much
Got
more of a still condensed hallway.
Got it.
So yeah, you can make out the ceiling fine, and there doesn't appear to be anything too suspicious.
Got it. Okay, it's just totally blocked. There's no space or anything.
Yes,
Totally
yeah,
collapsed. Okay.
yeah. The archway next to you, the doorway, seems totally compromised with stone and debris.
Okay. Gotcha.
It may be clearable, but it would take, like hours.
I will continue following. Actually, I'm gonna search the top half of that man's body, see if there's anything else on him.
Okay, very good. He is face down, so you kind of have to lift him up to get to any potential chest pouches or that of the like, and you are unable to find much of anything.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna continue following the right-hand wall and just see if it loops around to become that left-hand wall and back to where I started, or if it's a larger room or not. I'm gonna
Okay.
just keep scanning,
Okay, very good. You continue pushing on your way.
keep scouting.
Jebediah lands back upon your shoulder, Clagone. And Skeezewell finishes up his ration. You guys can see as Mandion Gelden pushes his way, the faint light blue, night light-esque light emitting from him, getting ever so dimmer and dimmer and fainter as he pushes deeper and deeper into the darkness. And it's probably only about another 20 or so feet, Mandion Gelden, before you come to the end of the landing and find that the staircase continues descending before you into the darkness.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pass the entrance to the staircase and follow the wall, the left-hand wall back, I guess.
Yeah, yep,
If that's
okay.
how the room works. If it's rectangular like that.
Yes, yep, it is rectangular.
Okay.
So yep, so you can cross the the entryway you're at now with stairs to your right, and then you got a wall in front of you, and then you bang a left, and now
Yeah,
you
just keep
have more
following
wall
the
to your
right-hand
right.
wall all
Yeah,
the way.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
back. Yep.
Yep, and and you will believe you have accomplished 360 room perimeter coverage as you arrive back to the team
Nice.
and notice a large brown bat resting upon Clagon's shoulder where there was not one before.
Excellent. I will report my findings. I say, men. Clagon, you're correct. There was a doorway there, but it's no longer a doorway. It's totally collapsed in. There was a man there. Well, there was half a man there. And I will unloop the sword that I found, and I'll present it to Clagon. I'll say, does this look familiar to you at all?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Clagon, before you see a steel longsword that tapers to a point. The hilt is black, and the pommel is a nice rounded, slightly ornate looking design to it. This weapon is familiar to you.
Ooh.
Interesting. Let me see that Mandion. I go to take it and investigate it further to see what I can uncover from this.
I'll release it to Clagon.
Okay, very good. Taking a closer look at this, you can make a history check for me with advantage. We'll see how you fare. Ooh, not the greatest, but not too bad. It's definitely familiar. You think it belonged to one of the adventurers that you met in here prior. Part of the party that you met potentially what you think could be a few days ago now and lost contact with.
Interesting.
Doesn't
I go to
yes.
yeah. So
No, please.
I go to investigate it, and I do tell Mandion I have seen this. I have seen this sword before. Its origins unknown, but there were a couple adventurers not before you gents came along, and think I think this might have been one of their sword. I haven't seen him in many moons, but I
So
know
you might
this
have known that
sword.
gentleman. Might need to go and take a look at him and see if we can pull him out of there.
Sounds good to me. I stand up and I put Jebediah quickly back away into my pack.
Fucking Jebediah climbs into the backpack effortlessly.
I smell the hair meat in the air, and I look at Skeezewell and I say, I hope you're behaving yourself, and I ask him to mush the goblins ahead towards the caved in doorway.
We got to
The
drink
rest
ash juice! Alright, it's okay!
So that sword, I've been wanting to ask this. Is that sword dirty right now? Is it covered in filth and grime?
Ooh. Make a perception check, Skeezewell. The sword
That's
has not been in your possession, but you are certainly close enough to it where you can get a good look at it, potentially in the right light. Ooh,
Wow.
no. Unfortunately, the shadows are
Guys,
being
fuck.
cast. The shadows are being cast perfectly from Clagone right now, where like you cannot make out the details of the sword at all. You only
Just
recognize
wanna-
it to be a large blade, and you're kind of like just keeping your distance.
I just want to clean it with prestidigitation. Be like, what about now? But no, Skeezewell cannot tell that it's dirty, so he thinks it is clean.
It was bloody clean already. Guess he didn't see anything on it.
What else am I doing right now? Skeezewell just fed the goblins. So what? We're bringing them. We're going
Yeah.
to the door now. Is that?
Yeah, we're
is
going
that
as
the
a
plan?
group to that
Okay.
right-hand doorway.
All right. Skeezewell whips the goblins back up, muzzles them again.
Quiet, you! You get these privileges back when I say.
The goblins. Fucking getting used to this hard and tumble lifestyle. You seemingly obey your commands and begin to waddle with the litter and empty chest over toward the over into the landing. And they stop just opposite side of where the landing is. Are you guys following suit with the goblin convoy?
Yeah, we're following the goblins up there.
Okay.
And
We're grouping.
Standard marching formation with Skeezewell guiding them, and Mandion and Clagone on the right hand side.
Something like that.
Some
Yeah.
shit like that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That'll be our default marching order until someone specifies otherwise. Yeah, you guys pull up to the scene of the crime. Clagone and Skeezewell, you guys can see now, especially with the torch here, that this is a large entryway that peaked all the way up 7 feet at the ceiling, and was definitely an entryway of some kind. Clagone, you certainly recognize it as the entryway you came through to get to where you were upstairs. Now completely encased in stone. It looks like the ceiling just gave out over it, and it looks impassable. It doesn't even look like the goblins could climb it and try to meander, through like the crevices and cracks. It looks quite formidable. And at the base of this rocky, jagged wall blocking this doorway is the corpse of the supposed adventurer. Clagone Brolin, you recognize this man as Beric Dondarrion.
Oh, Barrick. You fool, I told you. I told you this was no place for adventurers. Serves him right.
Yeah, brutal.
Rip.
Fuck you, Barrick.
I go to investigate further, perhaps to see if this adventurer found any special, any artifacts. I've been looking for my time here.
Okay. You could attempt to do your own investigation check to search the contents of his person. You could do a medicine check to see how they died or what status they're in, and you could also do a general perception for just a vague looking at him. It sounds like you want to do an investigation to check for their contents. You may do so. Ooh, not too bad. Rifling about and going through the chest pockets, you do not find much of any value at all. However, going about the neck and checking around the undershirt, you are able to find a necklace. It doesn't appear to be of the tomb's property, as far as you can surmise. It appears to just be a personal effect that once belonged to Barrack Dondarrion.
Well, may his soul pass on and keep this artifact as a way to remember my dear friend, well, acquaintance. God, not a way to go. Should have listened. And I'll go ahead and pocket such necklace.
Damn, okay, very good. I'll add it to your inventory.
I turn to Mandion and I turn to Skeezewell. It's true, I do know this guy. This was indeed his sword. He was here a couple days ago, looking for such treasures in this tomb. And as you can tell, the warnings were not good enough to get through to him, and he met his end. We should not stay here.
I agree. I have to tell everyone the staircase is not finished, and I kind of gesture ahead towards just the black darkness. I say, staircase goes on ahead. We're not trapped in here yet.
Fuck! You hear the goblin.
And while I'm kind of saying all this, I'm gonna try to take a few of the top stones off of his body to see if we can pull him out of there.
Okay, alright. You can make a strength check.
Strength check.
And Clagone Brolin, you certainly do surmise this blade to in fact be the sword of Barrack Dondarrion, which you believe to have unique properties unlike any other sword.
Damn.
I will add this to your handout section in the journal tab, and you can take a look at the details. Since you are familiar with the user of this weapon, and you have seen it in action, you have a certain familiarity with what it can do. Okay. Let's see. Mandion Gelden, a 2 for your strength. You went to move what you think to be was probably the most negotiable, easiest boulder to move out of the pile of this wall here, and it is just wedged underneath the pressure of other rocks. It's gonna be such a fucking pain. You're gonna have to find just the right one, and then have the strength to move it. And then be careful that you don't cause a chain reaction and cause the rest of the rocks to come tumbling down. It seems like a pain in the ass.
Damn.
From where you're sitting right now.
I will in vain grab onto his body just by his arms and just try to pull him out from underneath the rubble.
Clagone, well, you are reminiscing as to the functionality of this fine, long steel fucking sword. You can see his fucking Mandion Gelden is just yanking on the fucking wrists of Barrack Dondarrion's dead body. Like he's a fucking ragdoll and just fucking flailing him back and forth trying to dislodge him. Fucking make a strength check again. Mandion Gelden. Oh fucking the crunching of bone can be heard. The goblins shiver. The goblins are visibly agitated by this entire display, and I avert their gaze as Mandion Gelden rips out Barrack Dondarrion's body from underneath this fucking this tons of stone, and reveals his crippled, pancaked legs.
Oh god.
He is a bloody mess from the waist down, but his limbs do appear to be intact.
Damn. I can't believe it.
If there was any valuable such as a...
Mandion.
If there are any valuable waste pouches or anything of that effect, they have been left behind in the in the debris.
Damn. Well,
We've
I
got to
will.
burn him or bury him.
I
I need to
will
rest here.
take him. I'm gonna drag him now, slightly more gently now that he's broken free, and take him to the back corner towards the entrance. And I will take out 1 gold coin, and I will make it glow a light with my magical tinkering, and place it on his forehead
Very good.
in respect.
As is your custom. Okay, easy enough to do. Rest of the adventuring party, what are you guys up to?
Skeezewell is setting up camp right now.
Okay, all right, very good.
He knows the goblins long for rest, and the ash juice won't keep them sorted for long.
Okay. All right, you guys begin to make preparations for a small rest here. You haven't quite
Yes.
fulfilled the conditions long enough for another long rest. You aren't feeling quite tired enough for that, but taking a breather after descending this taxing staircase could be wise.
I agree.
Is there like campfire materials nearby? Is there like wood of any kind, or is it just stone?
You probably there is the litter.
All right, yeah, we're disassembling the litter, or at least like the. All right, so it's like a stretcher, right? So there's some wood in the middle.
Yes. Yep.
So can I just leave like the bars? Do you know what I mean? Like the handbars? Is that possible? Or is the whole thing constructed out of the chest and just the handbars?
The whole thing, the wood in the center is kind of uniting the two handlebars, together.
Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, into one structure.
Okay, so I'm going to remove those connecting struts and one handlebar, so there's only one handlebar remaining.
Okay, all right.
And then use the 3 components as the campfire, and then I'm going to. I don't even know how I really want to do this. So I'm going to keep them basically tied. So they both have a right hand. They both have their left hand still tied to a bar right now,
Okay, yep.
and the other hand is going to get also bound to that same bar. So they're basically holding this bar.
Okay.
One hand going one way so that they can shoulder it now. So now it's just a shoulder bar. So that's how their hands are tied. Do you see? So imagine you're holding a baseball bat,
Yep.
but like with your right hand under your left hand.
Yep.
And now that's on your left side, and that's the bar. And then you lift it up and shoulder it. So what's going to happen is the chest, the empty chest, is going to be tied to that bar. So it's like hanging off of the bar.
Yeah.
And then the goblins will be able to shoulder that, but they can also unshoulder it, the rest, and just be bound by the bar.
Okay. All right.
It is still uncomfortable for
Yes.
the goblins. Very much so.
The goblins seem excited to be liberated of some of the weight, but when they realize they're still going to be quite encumbered, they sigh.
But so that's how I made the campfire, basically.
Okay, very good. A small campfire being lit. All right, we begin our short hour resting period. The short rest lasts an hour. So, if there's anything that you guys like to do during this short rest, you may choose to do so now. Anything that takes an hour's time to do, one may do during this interval. Yeah,
You have one as well.
I would like to do something, definitely.
sure.
You go first. You go first.
I want Skeezewell to help me dismount my armor.
Ooh,
I will.
Ooh.
very good. This is quite exciting. Clagone Brolin, you see as Mandion Gelden faces over toward one of the walls, and this kind of rigid lockup comes over him, and a large decompression of steam emanates out from the suit, and it begins to like almost sort of like deflate about a half a foot or so. And a large panel splits vertically down the back of this suit and begins to ever so slowly open. And Skeezewell Binbag comes over and places his fingers between this slowly opening door and expedites it by opening it with his raw strength. And you can see the back of a man as he begins to climb out of this frame. And it's really the first time that you've seen the true man behind the mask, or the man within the iron suit. Or I guess it would be Mandion Gelden.
So you're not a robot after all.
I grin at Clagone and I kind of say, yeah, sorry to admit it. And yeah, Mandion stands before you. He's really a pretty short man. I mean, he's tall in the scale of men, but not much. Definitely much shorter than the suit itself. He's not the most impressive figure as far as strength or anything. He has mid-length dark hair and a small little goatee, and he's just kind of wearing like plain clothing. Like it's nothing really too impressive underneath the suit. And he starts taking out his tinkering tools so he can work on his armor.
Damn, very good.
And he's going to be modifying the gloves and wrist gauntlet area of his armor.
Ooh, excellent.
He's going to be kind of disassembling the plates around the gauntlets, and he's going to be trying to redirect the flow of steam from inside the armor using his little metal fittings and everything. He's going to kind of bulk up the gauntlet area of his armor.
Excellent. All right.
And he's going to go into Guardian mode.
Ooh, very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, you guys can see his Mandion Gelden almost flips a switch, and as opposed to resting, gets to work instantly, preparing all manners of mental calculations for whatever's about to go down here, and pulling out every single bit of metal he can find in the surrounding area to assist him to that end. I would say, Master Gelden, that this would take like 100% of any metal scrap or fittings that you have at this time.
Yeah.
It is quite the bit.
See ya. Take all that out.
And after an hour's time, we will discuss what you have created.
Excellent.
Anyone else during this hour interval of resting by the fire, the goblins kind of leaning up against the hallway wall here? What's going on, boys?
Yes, so I'm going to use the identify scroll on the mysterious chicken egg in my inventory.
Ooh, very interesting. Okay, alright, very good. You unveil the scroll, placing it on the ground next to the fire, and place the egg within it, in which you can see there's a circular sigil where you place the said object that one desires to identify. And then you wrap the object in this scroll and follow the proper incantations, verbal and semantic gestures. And before too long, you have a much finer understanding of what this mysterious egg may actually be. Let's see here. So I will... Oh, have you already deducted the... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Looking at wrong inventory. Silly me.
No, I've deducted nothing.
Where's Skeezewell Binbag? I will
If
deduct
you're-
your
if you're
identify
aiming, yes.
spell scroll
Thank you, sir.
because it has served its purpose. It dissolves around the chicken egg, and during this minute-long process of it slowly withering away into embers and into the air, you understand this to be a Feywild chicken egg. which will presumably hatch a Feywild chicken one day.
That's very exciting.
It is quite exciting. You're not exactly sure what form it may take. You haven't seen this process up close before. The Fey chickens are a mysterious fairy creed, and often work in mysterious ways. But you know that this this egg to have value, no doubt. But you know it to have perhaps more value than any amount of gold can suffice or match. Only time will
All
tell.
right. So, do I have? All right. So, at what point do I know that it's a Feywild chicken egg?
After a minute or so of this process, pretty much immediately after the identify spell has concluded, you have a 100% confirmation that it is a Feywild egg.
All right. Skeezewell is going to lovingly use prestidigitation to warm the Feywild chicken egg. In an attempt to incubate it.
Very good. Excellent.
And that effect will last an hour. So I can put that into my inventory and it will remain warm and presumably incubated for that time.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay, very good. Mr. Brolin, is there anything you are up to during this hour-long interval? You can see your newfound adventuring companions up to many a thing around you.
So, yeah, I'm gonna sit down around this camp that Skeezewell has built for us and take out Jebediah again to once spread his wings and take a short break so he's not stuffed.
Jebediah likes that.
Then I'm gonna sit down and pull out my holy book of Julianos and my symbol of Julianos and clutch that symbol in my right hand and read from the book of Julianos in the left and catch up with my boy Julianos, regain that spiritual knowledge.
Okay, very good. You may make a religion check. How'd you do? Ooh, pretty good. Okay. You feel satisfied in your prayer and the honor that you that you bring this place. And you are not sure what the future holds for you. It is rather illogical. But you feel that the gods are still in your corner.
There's a great plan for Clagone. And what's in store, well, is up to his doing.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. The hour comes and goes, and you guys all find yourselves at the ends of your respective projects. Master Gelden, you think you have successfully reinforced the fist and gauntlet areas of your suit. It could use a bit more. It should likely, you should pretty much add on as much metal as you can, that without making it unwieldy. But this will certainly suffice for now to get the basic effect. And you feel like you've also been able to pour enough arcane energy into the fittings while you've been assembling them on that it should provide the desired effect as well. In that regard.
Excellent.
Okay. Master Binbag. As far as you can tell, the incubation process has gone quite well, and so has the hour-long short rest. If anyone would like to spend a hit die to try to regain some health, now
That's
could be a
certainly
time
what I
where
wanna
one would
do.
like to do so.
I have not.
Oh yes, please. What?
I have none.
Damn.
Yeah, let me roll. Let me roll probably a couple.
Sure.
Oh,
Ooh, bingo.
How'd you do? Ooh,
Damn.
nice. Nice. The best.
holy.
The best fucking a young Mandion Gelden can do.
Damn, do I even roll another one? Probably not.
It's up to you,
Probably.
Clagon. You could also expend a
Alright.
hit dice during this period if you want to.
I will go for it. I'll try my luck.
Alright, your first hit dice roll. Best of... Oh, hey. Half.
Hey.
Average. Fucking could be worse,
Average.
could be better.
Could be worse. Could be better. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You add 5 hit points to your current hit dice pool and remove one of your hit die from today's hit die usage.
Could I also, with my blessed Juliano's power, use lay on hands to heal a little bit more?
You could. Oh yeah, it's totally up to you. Just remember, you I think you only get those back on a long rest, so it's fucking
Yeah.
it's up to you.
That's right. I'm only gonna use 5 more,
Okay, hey, no problem.
so I'll take 5 from that pool.
Skeezewell, you can see as Clagon begins to mutter something under his breath, perhaps some type of scripture, you're not sure, but a nice white opaque light begins to form in the right palm of his hand, and he presses it against his chest, and you can see a bit of the scratches from the goblin blades beginning to buffer themselves out, and his flesh restoring to normal. This ain't your daddy's cure wounds.
Whoa.
Damn.
All right, nice, very good. Feeling at full steam, Mr. Brolin. It's up to you guys if you guys want to play for another 20 minutes, or if we'd like to end our session here. It is your calls.
How do you
Doesn't
guys
really
feel?
matter to me.
I am about ready to end, but I want to make sure that the goblins are fed, so I'm gonna remove a ration, eating half myself and giving a quarter each to the goblins.
Okay.
I don't
Oh
want
my
to leave
God,
him a week
proper
without eating.
ration.
Well, that's important. That's important. Okay. All right. It is done. The goblins are quite pleased to be getting
I make
nourishment.
them work for every bite.
Not as pleased as they could be, but you could tell that they are quite hungry.
Who's a hungry boy?
So I just want that image
Okay.
in everyone's mind
Alright.
as we depart this
Yeah.
evening.
Very good, gentlemen. Very good, gentlemen. I think that was a good session.
I agree.
Indeed.
I didn't die. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. No one
I have more
died.
health than I've had in a long time.
More health than you've had in a long time. No one's dead.